Well, howdy ho, 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 Stampers. This is Deb Valder, your Fun Stampers Journey Coach, and today I'm going to show you my Christmas card. This is the Christmas card that I'm going to do for myself. I absolutely love it. The stamp sets that I'm using are from the mini catalog in the 2016 holiday catalog, and this is the stamp set that I'm using right here. It's called Holiday Sparkle, and I'm using this piece right here, but it has 6 stamps with it. If you get it in a bundle, it does have a die also that has the 3 dies to go along with it. It is in our packaging that I just put everything in there, but I'll show you that in just a moment. Alright, so this is the stamp set that I'm using. I'm highlighting this one right here. We're going to color, which is my favorite thing to do, but I just think that this card is so elegant. Now, not everybody agrees with me. A lot of them say that black is just there's no room for it in the holidays, but I'm going to tell you right now, this to me is absolutely stunning. Okay, so then the words came from a different stamp set, and that one is from the Herald Angels, and I've done quite a few things with this one already, but that's where the saying comes from. All right, this one also has it's a bundle. You can get it in a bundle, and these have the dies to go along with them also. So that's the 2 stamp sets that I used. Along with that, this is an actual frame right here. It's popped up. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it is a frame right there. And this frame, I used the inside of it after I cut it out to cut out these, so there was no waste in paper, and you know I love not to waste paper. So this is the die that I cut these out of. All right, it is a frame, and there it is. All right, so there's our frame from that right there. I did pre-stamp the words. Oh, I just wanted to show you also. This one I just stamped and then I colored in. This one I added some Journey glaze to it right here, and it just makes it pop a little bit more. And with this one right here, what I did, I'm going to leave that one there to show you. All right, so I'm going to put my frame away. That one goes along with this set right here. I just wanted to show you. This set has such detail. If you're going to get any one of them, this is the one to get. Look at the detail in those leaves. Aren't they amazing? They've got all the little, I just love, love, love it. It's got some words. It's a holiday set, and it is just absolutely adorable. All right, so I do put my stamps on magnetic sheets like this. You don't have to do that. I just like to keep them all intact so that when I go back, I can count them very easy. There's 11 in here. The sheets I got from Stamp and Storage, and they are the 5x7s. They fit in our pouch system beautifully. And when I am putting any dies into my new pouches, I don't put these against the pouch because they start getting rigid and rough. So what I do, okay, is I don't scrimp. I buy the tabs that go along with our storage system right here. The tabs are not part of these because you don't have to buy them. But what I do is I line these up and I put them in so that the rough edge is towards the tab thing right here. All right, and then this just slides right here in the front like that. All right, so this frame is part of this set, and so are these little leaves. I always cut extras of things and put them right in here. That's what I love about these pouches. They carry everything. All right, so it's one-stop shopping. So then this one will go in there also, just like that. All right, so that is the frame. It's a very simple card. I have my frame. Let's do the stamping on it right now. These are our blocks. You know our blocks are amazing. And what I'm going to do is just ink this up. I made sure that the block was, because when you're going to do mass producing of a card, you're going to take and definitely line them up the way you want them. So I have these lines exactly where I want it to be, right on this line right here. So when I am lining it up, I hope my head's not getting in there. All right, so when I am lining it up, I'm just going to line up the line of the block, the grid line that are etched in here, on with that, and they come out exact every single time. Love the way that happens. I'm just going to clean my little stamp off here, so we're good to go. All right, that's as easy as it is. Cleaning, cleaning, cleaning. All right, so I've got my black licorice ink onto this. I have pre-stamped and embossed. So what I did was I took this stamp right here, I stamped it onto my whipped cream cardstock, and I sprinkled it with clear embossing powder. So I used black licorice ink, clear embossing powder, my new embossing tray, and then I heat it with my heat tool. And then this just pops right out, and we are ready to color. Now remember that this was in here, and after I cut this out, that was my scrap paper, and I used that to stamp on, so there was no waste. So another little tip I want to show you for this card, or any card that we do, is Fun Stampers Journey has a die cutting machine that is 8.5 by 11 inches 8.5 inches wide, and that is so very important when you're saving paper. When I did these dies, this frame die right here that we have, okay, this frame right here, let me just grab one of the little frames that I cut out for you. I actually got out of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of one piece of paper with only a little bit of and I would use that for a saying and just cut it out. But each one of these came out of this piece of paper because I was allowed to use an 8.5 inch wide piece of paper. If I had to cut it in half to get it through one of the small die machines, I would have lost, and I would have only been able to get 4 out of a sheet of paper. So having that Journey Platinum, the larger machine that we carry, allowed me to get this frame out of here, take the piece out of here so that I could do that, and look at all the paper that I saved. Above and beyond that, if you wanted not to use that, you wanted to use that for a specific other card because it's a great size, you could also line these up and just run them through the big machine, the Journey Platinum, just all at one time. So that's just a little tip I wanted to add for this card, or any card really, just to show you how to save even more paper. So let's get back with the card. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, these are both just embossed. I embossed both of these, and then I will take my I just have an old block that doesn't have grid lines on there. If you were going to use our good ones, make sure you don't use it with the grid line. So I just take old blocks that I had, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some of my colors and just put drops on here. So this is just Sweet Pear, all right? And then this is way more than I need for one card, trust me. All right, I have Kiwi Slice right here. Just a little dab of that will do ya. And then I have the Pomegranate Splash. That's going to go right there. And then last but not least, a drop of, believe it or not, Denim Days. All right? And you're wondering, where is Denim Days going to go? Now remember, guys, I am not a professional artist, so you really do want to watch me do this, because if you're not a professional artist, then you'll color just like me. All right, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you our 3 brushes. We have a small, medium, and large. I would suggest getting all of them just because you have them and because you can. They're very inexpensive, but you don't have to. If you have to get one, I would say get the medium one just because it's in between the small and the large. If you ever make a mistake and you don't get a line, you want to take the small one, run it through your ink pad, all right, and then just finish up your line. You don't need markers with our coloring systems, all right? Just an FYI for you. Now, I don't put the Fusion Blender inside the barrel, all right? Now that we have our watercolor pencils, I only use the barrels for water. What I do to color with is to just take one line and spread it all the way across, just like this, and that way there, and there's not a lot on there, okay? That way there I have it for each color. Now, to clean it off, all I'm going to do is to take my old rag, all right? And I just want to check and make sure that I don't have color in here right now, and it doesn't look like I do. Well, yeah, maybe I do. All right, so let's clean that off, all right? And what I'm doing is just putting it in the Fusion Blender, all right? And then just cleaning it off onto my paper, all right? So, all right, so now we're ready to color. We're all nice and clean. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of my Blender Fusion and then pick up my green, and I'm just going to color the whole thing in, trying to stay inside the lines because, you know, this is Stamping 101. All right, and just stay inside your lines. If you feel you need the smaller brush, grab it. You don't need to have a middle-sized brush. I say get them all. They're wonderful. And what happens is that that point stays pointed. It doesn't go poof, you know? Want me to do that again? It doesn't go poof. Sorry. All right, so now, again, still doing the green. I'm talking too much, so I'm kind of going slower. But I love to color. I just love to color. I haven't used my watercolor pencils yet, and it's killing me, but I have so many other projects that I want to get done that I told myself I can't use them until I get these done. So, We're going to start with Christmas now, because remember, these stamp sets are only good until the end of September. That's when our holiday mini goes, and we get a brand new catalog come October 1st. I have no idea what's going to be in there. It's always so exciting to see a brand new catalog. So, again, what I'm using right here is the Sweet Pear. And I have no idea what these things are, so we are just going to make them green. I have no idea, seriously, I have no idea what these things are. And if you ever see me color flowers, I'm not a flower person either. I love to look at them. I wish they were in my yard. I mean, I do have some, but they're not pretty. So I just color things the colors that I like to see. All right, now you got to remember that this green is more concentrated and it's a darker color. So we're going to take and we're just going to pick up a little of that, and we're going to add a lot of this Blender Fusion, because we don't want it to be too dark. And it does lighten up. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm just kind of outlining from one side. So the light is coming in from this side on my card, and I'm just going to take and blend in some of this darker color. All right, go back and do it again. Remember, it does lighten up. So we're going to I'm going to bring over my rag again and just keep cleaning it off here. All right, so just kind of blend it in. It's just a different way to color. All right, I'm going to take a little bit here, because there's, you know, like when something is on top of it, there's shadows. Well, I'm just thinking that the thing that's on the top here are these little berries. So the berries are the ones that want to have more light. So there's going to be a little shadow here because this is resting on top of it. So see the difference between the two of them? All right, so now let's take and pick up some more of my Fusion Blender. A little bit more ink. Remember, the light is always coming in from the same side. And just kind of pick it up and bring it up the side. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it with the flat of my brush. I'm just going to try to weave it in just a little bit here. Okay, blend that in just a little bit more with the Sweet Pear, so there's not a harsh line. See how that just blends together? All right, see the difference between the two of them. Here we go. Whoops, let's pick up the darker color and do the same thing. Up and around. Okay, if we need to blend up, let's just grab some of our Sweet Pear and blend it up just a little bit. All right, remember, these are going to dry lighter than what you see right now. Okay, so we have our greens. Now we're going to go on to the pomegranate. I think that's the color that I used. Let's see, it would be Pomegranate Splash. I was right, yay! All right, so let's clean off our brush just a little bit. I'm going to just rub it in there. I'm cleaning it off on my cloth over here on the side. And now I'm going to pick some up and just grab a little bit of it. All right, and then we're going to just roll it around. Okay, so the first layer is going to be nice and flat, and then we're going to go back and I'm going to show you how we're going to make. Oops, let's add a little bit more. There we go. You don't want to waste it, so you don't want too much all at once. All right, so we're just going to make it flat, and then we'll go back and make it pop. I love to color. Okay. Here we go. All right, you still with me? You ready for the holidays? It's only August here at my house, but we're getting there. Cards anyway. Okay, so we've got these flat berries. We're going to make them a little bit darker. So I'm just going to go in with some more of the Pomegranate Splash on the one side, on the dark side, on the dark side. Are you on the dark side? Okay, so here we are on the dark side, okay? we want a little bit here because remember, one berry's on top of the other berry. All right, and then there we go here. All right, so I'm still not done because it still looks flat to me, and that's where our blue comes in. This is the Denim Days, and I'm just going to take, while this is still nice and wet, I'm just going to take and just run some in there, and what it's doing is it's blending together with the Pomegranate Splash to make it look just a little bit darker. See? So the two of them together just make a darker red. So this one we don't want as much on. Now I could also go back and add a little bit of, just a touch of the white, you know, so if I took the whipped cream color and just added just a little bit of white, that would work also. Alright, so I've got one little spot that I want to smooth out here, so I'm going to do that with the blender, the Fusion Blender, and my red. Alright, so there we go. How's that? After it dries, it's going to look even better. Alright, so now how do we put the whole thing together? Let me just show you that. We'll take this away. Okay, and whoops, not this. Alright, so there's that. And then we need some of our mini glue dots and our big, I'm sorry, these are not mini glue dots, these are foam squares. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my back piece and my base and fold these together, and here's my crease tool. Alright, so there's my card base. I'm going to take some of my Easy Glide. Seriously, that's all you need. And then add that to the back. I love this black licorice cardstock. It is my favorite. Not color-wise, well, color-wise too, you know I love black and white. And then I'm going to add my frame. Alright, so now what I have to do with the frame is to add, and this is why it's so important to have all different sized foam squares or pop-up items, is because different things need different sizes. Alright, so there's that one. And then we're going to put one in the middle so it doesn't sag. Okay, you don't even have to take the sticky off of that one. Alright, and then here's another one. And then for the bottom, we're just going to use a couple right here in the middle. 1 and 2, and that should hold it. Alright? Alright, so we don't even need to take off those middle ones. We'll take off these two right here and add it to our base card right here. And this is my Christmas card, so if you are the recipient of my cards, you know what card you're going to get already. Alright, so there's that. And now we're going to pop this little guy up there too, so we're going to take and we're going to grab some of these foam squares again. I'm going to use the small ones just because I'm going to put them just on the outside. I like to save and not overdo. And let's see, one right here, and then I'll put one right here. Alright, so, and again, you don't have to take them all off, all of the stickies off, if you don't want to, because some of them are just used for leverage. Alright, and then here is this right here like that. I love it! Okay, and then what I would do is to take, let me just move that up just a little bit. There we go. Now I would take my Journey Glaze, if I was going to do it, and put Journey Glaze right on the top there. And that is the card. That's how simple and easy and gorgeous the card is. After it dries, it does lighten up just a little bit. You'll see how beautiful they all are. See, they are just all come out so, so pretty. So pretty. So I hope you enjoyed my card for today. You really do want to start thinking about your holiday shopping and your holiday card and gift giving. So this is my card for today. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm here to help. Take care and have a great day.